G'day guys, welcome back to the farm on Farming Simulator 22. Starting from scratch, just doing the daily check of the sales here. That baler would be good, but we don't really need a square baler right now. So anyway, it's March and the sheep are looking just fine. Nice and healthy, still producing wool. And we have the oils over here, which are now going to be ready to be sold. The oil factory has produced quite a large amount. So March is the best time to sell. 2110 would be the best price. 2109 and rising, so that's not too bad. So we should be able to get quite a good little profit here today from this. So we're in the telehandler. And we'll make sure that we get these all up onto the trailer. I think there is still quite a few to spawn yet. I've just been stacking them as the days go, just to save a bit of time and effort when it comes to the final load, which is going to be now. So we should have pallets spawning as we take these stacks away. But I won't bore you with all of the loading. There we go, one just dropped. So I'll get a couple of stacks on and then I'll probably just do a cut where we are fully loaded on our way to the store. We don't want to be hitting them on the way out, so let's sort that out a little bit and pick this one up on the end. And then we'll have to do another stack of 3 once we've taken the third stack as well. So I'll get on with this, get these all loaded up onto the trailer, and then we'll head on down to the store and see how much we can make. Ah, there we go, all loaded up. Not actually as much as I thought, but there is still quite a lot of product here. And we don't have anything else left in the factory, unfortunately, so we'll might as well just stop the production. Not sure if it costs us money to keep the place running if we don't have anything in there, so we may as well deactivate that for now. And we'll have to wait until the next time that we have a crop that we can put oils into there. So that's a little bit frustrating. Kind of makes me think we need to get a second field that we can make oils with. Maybe a canola field would be a good shot. We'll just get these fabrics over to the clothing shop while we're on our way. We are leaving the farm now, up here on our way to another part of the farm. Another piece of land that we own, so we may as well do this beforehand. Keep that production happening, because the clothes are going to be what brings us in the most cash this year, and we need all the money we can get, certainly if we want to buy another field that we can put crops into. So I'm thinking probably going to save up our money now and purchase a canola field in the future. Hopefully the clothes will give us the money that we need to do that. And these oils here as well is going to be worth a fair bit of cash. So we should be good to go. Clothing is just doing its thing. That'll be ready to be sold in the next month or two. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 pallets there. That's 80,000. Okay, here we are down at the store. Got 19,000 litres on board, just over 2,000 a piece. So we should be looking at around 40,000 all up for this. Money's going up nice and fast. So there we go, 40,000 and some change as well. That is good. Up to 131,000 in the bank now, so that is going to go a long way towards a new field when the time is right. We'll probably just get through this year and do what we need to do, and then we can start looking at another field next time. Okay, so just looking at the menus here while we drive, no contracts, but planting wise, I wanted to do canola in my field, but that's not going to be ready to plant for quite some time, and it takes a very long time to grow as well, so I'm just going to probably do another round of sunflowers into this field here today. Okay, I just leased this from the store. We're up at the field now with it. I've put everything that we had in terms of fertilizer and seed that we had lying around from the last planting session, but it's actually not really that much. So I'm going to get on and do this bottom corner here I'm going to do 2 rows across this bottom end and 2 rows across the top end, and that's going to stop the AI worker from having any difficulty when that happens. And then while they're working, I can shoot off and get some more seed and fertilizer, and I can bring that up here with the telehandler, and that'll just keep the process moving. And it's also a big planting job, so it's going to take me a very long time, so we may as well use an AI worker and we can do other jobs around the farm. And just like that, we are back with another bag of seed here. The hopper is already finished. It's done a decent amount though with what we did have in the machine, so this bag should easily finish the job for us, I hope. Another 1,000 litres, I can't see us using much more than that. So it looks like that's now filled, so we can jump back into that tractor and get an AI worker on the move again. So you get going there please, thank you, and I will go and do some other jobs, and I will probably be on this all day to be honest, but for you guys it'll be about 2 minutes and the job will be finished, so enjoy the montage. Well, there we go, we've taken over from the AI now, and we are just doing the last little bit. And we haven't got any fertilizer left in the machine, but we don't really need any anyway. I think the field may be fully fertilized. I'm sure it is. I think I've done 2 coats with slurry or manure, and the machine would have just been wasting fertilizer. At least that's what I think is the case. And we're going to have a little bit of seed left over as well. That'll go towards the next session of planting, so nothing goes to waste around here. But it's going to be good to get this crop growing so we can get that oil factory back up and running. 40,000 in profit is not really as much as I thought we were going to be getting from the oil factory, but it is certainly a decent amount of money to be making. But for the amount of work that we were doing in this field, like it was cotton when we first got it, that probably gave us more than 150,000 in profit. So 40,000 is a bit of a decrease, but it's alright. We'll make do, we'll just have to buy more fields, that's all. So we can have, if we can get a canola field going and the sunflower as well, then we can keep sunflowers producing, and then we can produce canola while we wait for the sunflowers to regrow, so that we don't have to ever run out again. At least that's part of the plan. Well, here we are back at our cow farm now, and we're hooking up to the mowers because we should have some grass ready to be mowed. Normally is March you can do the first cut. Looking like a very brown field though. That's probably because of the manure that I spread on there throughout winter. So let's just drive on over and it should be ready. But it doesn't actually look like it's ready since the last cut. Harvested. Okay. Well, obviously not. We harvested it in November or October, so I don't know what's up with that. Well, anyway, hopefully that's going to regrow back soon. Cows are looking healthy. Do need to feed them again very soon though. They do need to be fed quite a lot. Better just check on the chickens and the wheat farm. It's looking pretty good. As you can see, I did miss the weeds with the weeder, so I had to hire a weed sprayer. Unfortunate. Didn't really want to do that. So this field here looks like the logical next step for us. It's kind of grouped amongst what we already have, and it is already a canola field. So that might be a very good purchase in my opinion. It's already planted and it's ready to go. It's just growing. We may as well buy a field that's already got a crop in it, and if it's the crop that we actually want and need, there's a little bit of extra space here on the field and down at the bottom here, so we could either plant trees or possibly build a little bit of a farmyard. So it's worth 242, so we're a little bit shy of the money at the moment, but like I said, so that's canola's ready to harvest in July, so as long as we can make that money before then we should be pretty decent. If we can afford to get it, then we will have, well, we have to. I will do contracts and whatever I need to do in the meantime. Sell all the clothes and everything to do that. That should give us the money. And then we'll be having 2 fields which can go into that oil factory. We do have money. It's just all sitting here ready, waiting for the right price. So we will be able to afford that field. It's just a question of when. And we can also sell everything that we have, even if the price is terrible, just to make up the difference. We'll do some contracting and whatnot in between. But I think this field is going to be the one to go for. Do have some silage, but we need it for the cows. But if we have to, we could sell. I was hoping that we could mow that grass and make new silage. So I think the best thing we can do is to move forward a month and just sell the clothes and see where we're at. Alright, here we are in April. We've got the telehandler up here and the trailer. And we've got about 8 pallets. What have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pallets of clothing that we can get rid of. Now that's going to boost our bank balance up to just over 200,000, which is going to go a long way towards getting this new field. So we'll get all this loaded up, we'll get it down to the store, we'll get sold, and then we'll see where we're at. But hopefully by the end of this episode we might be able to afford ourselves the new field. Well, there we go, that's the last 2 just onto the trailer now, so we are looking pretty healthy there. That's going to be around about 98,000, something like that for us. Alright, time to make some money. Hopefully we're going to make it big here. We're not going to be able to get the full amount for the new field, but we are going to be definitely much closer than we are right now. And the money just skyrockets up there. 95,000 into the bank for us. So we're just a little bit shy. We need around about 25 grand more and we'd be able to buy the field. So we're going to have to sell off a few more things, I think. But we have other jobs to do today as well. Right, well, I've just back down here at the cow field and I don't know what's happening with this grass because we should have had a cut out of that. But it hasn't seem to be growing again. So here's the field that we want to buy. It's fully fertilized. And I've got a worker there just driving the weeder over to our sunflower field because we're in a new month. We need to do that. Just have a quick look. There seems to be a lot of cotton being grown this year, which would be good for us because that would keep our clothing production happening. But it kind of feels a bit cheaty to do that, and I want to get into other things. So this is our field. We're just a little bit short. 242-ish thousand is what we need. We will get there as long as we can purchase it before the crop needs to be harvested, and we'll be golden. Yeah, so now that we've progressed a month ahead, we've got a new job to do on this field, and we can't forget about it because it's a big job that needs to happen. So we need to do the weeding, otherwise we'll decrease the yield. So I will run this Massey Ferguson tractor around the top and the bottom edges. I'll probably do 2 rows worth of clearing for the weeds, and then I'll just set a worker off going up and down the field while I try and figure out other ways to make some money. I think I got some milk in the cow shed available to sell, and there's probably a couple of other things lying around that we can get rid of just to try and make a little bit of cash, maybe a contract if there's one available. So yeah, we do have some milk available. We've probably got 3 loads worth here in the cow shed available to sell, so there's going to be another $10,000-15,000 that we can put towards this new field. I obviously don't want to leave myself 1,000 or 2 short or just over, because that will keep us borderline bankrupt for the next month. We want to have a couple of $1,000 extra before we do the purchase. Okay, here we are, 8,000 litres to be sold. We still have enough to sell another load, but while we are at it, I do want to get into the bakery, not the bakery, the dairy eventually. So it's 80,000 to buy one. Takes sugar and milk and produces those few items there, so we probably should just buy the one that's on the map, because otherwise we have to put it on our own land somewhere. Okay, so we sold another trailer load worth. We are pretty much empty now. We have maybe 100 or 200 litres of milk available left, but I think we're pretty close to having another box of clothing made. We are very close to that, so we'll get a worker to drive the telehandler up here for us, and that will give us another $10,000. So we want the telehandler. Create a job. Go to, and just get him to drive up here, and then we can load that up, take that down to the store, and that will leave us just a few thousand, maybe 5,000 short of purchasing the new field. So the greenhouse is fine, it's got enough water. We got a few bales of hay up here that we need to move down to the cow shed. They'll be used for TMR, and the sheep are looking healthy. They're very easy to maintain. So yeah, we can get rid of those bales down to the cow shed. That'll keep them happy, and we will go and sell ourselves another pallet of clothing. Alright, we're in the telehandler. We've got this extra bale of clothing that's been produced. It cost us a bit of money to get the driver to come up here with this machine for us, and probably the one that's doing the weeding. But yeah, we have passed a little bit of time just to get to the point where the bale or the pallet has been produced. But we can now ship this on down to the store. This will give us another 10,000, so we will be sitting on 237-ish thousand, maybe 238, which will just mean that we're about 5,000 or 6,000 short. So what we'll do is probably finish up the episode in a little bit after we've sold this, and I will maybe chop down 1 or 2 of our trees that we have, and we will just drive across this guy's field around the edge. I'm sure they don't mind. We'll get rid of the bale, the pallet. I keep calling them bales for some reason. So there we go, another 10,500, so 238,000 is what we've got. Like I said, I'll go probably chop some trees and I'll top up the bank balance and we'll purchase the field in the next episode, I think. Well, I've tried my best to get the money up together today. I don't know what's happening with this grass field. I really hope it's actually growing and not just gonna sit here dead like that. Otherwise I'm gonna have to maybe think about selling this piece of land, or I could just cultivate and replant. But either way, in the next episode we'll be buying that canola field. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.